for this one, we'll need a small, a medium, and a small type brush. So whatever you feel fits the bill here. And then we have our water cup, and we only need it to fill about halfway, just so the whole brush isn't in the water. And we'll go ahead and put all those brushes in the water for now. And then we are going to use our primary colors and black and white. So on your palette, maybe do like a silver dollar size of blue, just because we're going to use that one to really kind of get a good covering in the background. Hey guys,
you're going to take our class with me. Sorry, I'm going to mute. You just do your thing, and I'm going to...
You're good. Whatever you got to do. Just holler if you need something. Okay, so we got blue, and we're going to do some yellow next to it, a little bit smaller blob. And same with red, small little bit of red. And then we're going to do black and white, and we'll do a little bit more of each. Hi! Are you going to paint today? All right.
I'm super excited. I'm gonna keep you on mute for a little while where everybody is coming home and getting settled. So
okay, that's fine.
We're getting there for sure.
Good. All right. Fill up your paint plate, and then we will talk about the background.
This is Spencer and Sawyer. So
hi guys, I'm Loni. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you're going to be painting with us today.
Love it. Okay, babe. And my husband's like, do you need a seat? Yeah. Thanks, Loni.
Okay. So I've got our example here. So one thing with acrylic is that's different than watercolor is you want to go from the back forward, and where watercolor you're layering until you want to get to the pigment that you want. So painting with watercolor versus acrylic is going to feel a little different. So just kind of bear with yourself as you're getting your bearings. Okay, so with a sky and a water, it reflects itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with black on top, and we're going to blend in our blue, and then we're going to go all the way down and then add in black again at the bottom. And because we're doing an all over color, what's going to really help us spread the paint is if we take our large brush and water down our canvas. So just give the canvas a good bath with fresh water. The water helps the paint spread a little smoother, and you get to use less paint in a larger area. And this also helps you keep a thin background so it'll dry pretty quick. And this water trick is something you can always come back to if your paint's getting sticky or if it's not smoothly spreading. You can always add a little bit of water at process along. Okay. All right, so nothing too crazy, just a little bit of water. All right, so we're still gonna use our big brush so we can cover a lot of surface area at the same time. And we're gonna start with a little bit of black, okay? So just the ends of your bristles are gonna go into the black paint. See how very little bit's on there? And then we're gonna take it to the top of our canvas and go back and forth the top of our canvas. Okay? And this doesn't have to be a straight line. We can have a lower part of black on the left and a thinner, higher part on the right. Remember, this is a sky, so things aren't asymmetrical in nature, and neither should this painting.
They're having fun.
Okay, good. How are we doing on the black? Oh, good. Just like that. Very nice.
Good. We got someone over here painting all red, which
okay.
worked, but looking good.
It's an abstract sky. I love it.
Yeah.
So my brush is going to stay dirty, so I still have the black paint in here. I'm going to go into my blue.
Okay, so go into your blue right there.
And then we're going to buddy up right against this black line and start blending from the black to blue. So we're going to start moving that blue down our canvas.
Pretty.
And when blending colors, less is more. So the more you go back and forth, the more the colors will mix, and the less you do, the more you're going to see the different shades of that dark black, like a black blue, to your fresh blue. So we definitely want a lot of variety. Are you seeing how the water is helpful to spread out that paint?
Yeah, it totally is.
Good. Remember, we want to stay nice and thin so our sky will dry and we have plenty of time to do our mountains and our Colorado Sea.
Awesome. Spencer, this is looking really good. You want to hold it up, Spencer, so she can?
Yeah, I'd love to see. Let me see.
Want to hold it up for Miss Loni?
I can.
Okay, I'll help you. There we go.
Oh, wow, I love it.
You're doing good. Okay, I'll put you back on mute.
Okay, so now we've kind of got like a third of the way going. I'm still with a dirty brush. I'm going to go into my white just a little bit, and this is going to start helping me blend from that rich blue into a little bit of a lighter blue. So basically when we get to about halfway, we want it to be the lightest blue at that halfway horizon line point. So keep using that white, keep mixing it with the blue. And the longer strokes you do, the more blendy it'll look. Okay, I'm going to hold mine a little closer so you can kind of see the gradation going.
You want to show her yours, Sawyer? Sorry, our daughters.
Yeah, you're good. Oh, wow. Love it.
You can hold it up if you want. Looking good.
That is a very dark and stormy sky. I like it.
Yeah, it's in that house.
Okay, this is great. So basically we want to reverse this from the middle down. So you want to do light blue and then blend into your dark blue and then to your black at the bottom. So we can go on mute and work on the reverse of this the rest of the canvas down. So continue a little bit more light blue and then straight blue and then black. Okay, and then we'll come back when we're all set there.
Loni, kind of finishing off at the bottom with black, just like you said, reversing.
Mama, guess what? I'm doing a really line.
Oops, you're muted.
What?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. So you want to do black at the bottom to kind of match the blending of the sky. So this is definitely just a first pass. What we're going to do with the water portion is we're going to come back and add this white highlight and these yellow and red streaks for the reflection later. So basically all we want to do right now is cover the white canvas with some color just so we have kind of a foundation for the next step.
I think that you love it. He was showing you his. There you go.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, we're pretty good over here. Got some night skies, I think.
Yes. And lots of finger painting opportunity, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm
get
gonna
me
add
started.
detail to the mountain because more detail.
Look. Uh-huh.
Whoa! I love what you've done with it. I like that red background. That's super cool.
Hey, buddy, put it down. There you go.
Mama,
Yeah. Good job, sweetie. I think we're ready whenever you are for the next step.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so put your big brush in the water. We're going to wash that one, and we're going to leave it alone. What we're going to do next is we're going to do some clouds and some extra highlight in the sky. So I'm going to get my medium-sized brush. And then I always like to take the brush and wipe it off on a paper towel or your clothes or something just to get that excess water off. As I tip over my water.
I dropped
Oh,
waterfall.
a waterfall. Yeah, very creative. But yeah, there's a little brush. Here you guys go. Here you go. Put your big brush in the water like Miss Loni said. Let's get preschool.
Right. So now we're going to get some white paint and we're going to practice our clouds. So whenever we use our little brush, we're not going to hold it close like a pen or a pencil or a marker. We're going to hold it towards the middle and the back and very loosely with 2 fingers so we get a nice delicate touch, okay? So the clouds are totally up to you. You can put them wherever you want. So I'm just going to put the ends of my bristles in the white paint, just a little bit there. And we're going to use a tap kind of technique to create our clouds. All right, so to kind of get your bearings, the middle here is your horizon line. So we want to do our clouds in this upper portion. So I'm just going to start with a little bit of tap, and then I'm going to come out and make an asymmetrical shape to make a cloud. And the fun thing about clouds is they all look different. They're all different sizes, all different shapes. And I'm going to do 3 that kind of look like this. So I'm going to move over. Maybe this one's going to be a little bit bigger. There's another cloud. Very cool. I like it. I can see the blue that you use now too. And then I'm going to do another one. Same technique, tap, tap, tap. My smallest one off to the side. And if you think your clouds need to have a little bit more white to them, you can always go back and delicately tap in a little bit more white paint. But clouds are see-through. They're meant to kind of blend with the sky, so they can definitely mix in with that blue, no problem.
Doing some clouds over here.
Yay!
Put his name on his already.
Oh, good. We signed it. We're official. I like it.
Yes, ma'am.
Some are even different and some are shaped like animals.
Oh, cool.
Birds.
That's true.
You guys are such cool abstract artists. They can't handle it.
Oh, Dad. Oh, good. Sis.
Yes.
Slow and methodical over here.
So the other kind of cloud we're going to do is straight. So we're going to like a few back and forth to kind of create a little bit of like a windswept cloud look. And this is definitely less is more because we want them to stand out. We don't want it to blend too much with the background, but we do want to add a little bit of movement in the sky. And the last fun thing we're going to do in the sky is we're going to put in some stars. There's a few stars in the example, so we're going to do that with the back of our brush. We're going to put the round, non-bristle portion of the brush in water, in white rather, and we're going to polka dot some stars. And as you use the back of the brush, the paint's naturally going to come off. So like I have a big one, and then I've got a faint one. So this is a far, far away star. This one's a little bit closer up. And so you can reload the back end of your brush and put as many stars in your sky that you'd like. All right, so this is a good opportunity to let this dry because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to paint in our mountains and our Colorado Sea with white paint, and we want that to be a nice fresh coat of white paint. So just let this dry for a little bit. You can also assist with the drying process if you want, fling it around a little bit.
That's great.
Yeah, there's no science, but we do want to let this middle portion dry a little bit before we move on. So I'll go to mute, we'll take some drying time, and we'll come back in a few minutes.
Put it outside, buddy. Yeah. They're excited. Well, the little one has a very short attention span, which is fun.
That's all good. I'm glad that they just played with some paint anyway.
I know. You teach college, right, normally?
I do, yeah. But I grew up teaching dance classes to ages 3 and up, so these kiddos are so fun to interact with. And
Yeah, they love dance.
oh, so fun.
Okay. I'm going to mute for a little bit and get some pizza, and then we'll be back.
Absolutely. That's fine. Take your time. All right, you guys, how's it going?
Doing good.
Pizza.
How was pizza?
I still am eating it.
Is it pepperoni or cheese?
Pepperoni.
Good choice. My favorite.
Stuff of champions over
I
here.
like pepperoni and cheese.
Yeah.
Options. I like it.
Pizza.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little tap test in the middle here to see if your paint's dry. Mine's pretty good. How's yours? Is good? Okay, great. So we're gonna have a clean little flat brush because we're gonna do some sketching in white paint, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw our horizon line with some white paint, okay? So this can really go wherever you want, but in the example, if you can kind of tell, the top portion is smaller than the bottom. So maybe keep that in mind, but also it doesn't matter. So this, we're gonna try to do in one stroke. If we get choppy with it, it's gonna get too fat. So we just wanna keep it nice and simple and go one stroke. So we're gonna go skinny with our brush, not this way, skinny. We're gonna pick where we want it to go, and we're just gonna go one side to the next. And then if you need to, you can come back and fill it in, but this is just kind of a guide where your mountains are gonna go. Perfect. All right, and so when you look at the mountains, are they symmetrical? Are they all the same height? No. And we kind of have a little bit of a higher mountain scope here, and then it gets a little bit lower in the middle, and then it goes back up. So same thing, we're gonna draw our mountains with our little brush. And no rhyme or reason, I never make the mountains look the same every time I do this painting. So we're gonna start on the left-hand side, and we're gonna kind of wiggle up, make a peak, come back down. And then maybe we're gonna make another peak, come back down, go plateau, higher peak. Oh, we got a dip in the middle. And then we're gonna come back up on the other side. Maybe we got two 14ers over here. And then we're gonna end off the side of the painting. Good. So now all we're gonna do is fill this in with white paint, okay? Just gonna get a nice little fill. And this is your opportunity. Like, I think that mound's a little too flat, so I'm gonna make it a little more pointy. So you can kind of go back in and make some edits.
We're doing good over here. We ran out of white, so we're using some gray.
That's okay. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And we'll only need just a little bit more white or gray, or you can even draw your Colorado stuff in the red and the yellow if you want. But sometimes people like to do like a sketch run in white.
Okay. What do you think? Sort of just do it in red? Yeah?
I was about to eat my red brush.
Oh.
I can't tell you how many times I have almost done the same thing.
Oh. Looking pretty good. We got
Yay! All right. So now we got to draw in our big Colorado C, okay? So I'm going to do it in white just to sketch, but you guys feel free to change over to red and fill that in as you wish. All right. So the Colorado Sea is behind the mountains. So we want to stop and start and follow the mountain range that you've already put in. And again, this can be as big or as little as you want. So because I have this high peak here, I think I'm going to set my C a little bit further left, okay? So what I'm going to start with is this diagonal line. I'm going to start with this diagonal line, and then I'm going to make this big rainbow curve, and then that will connect me into the mountains for the inside of the C. So I'm going to start, say, here. I'm going to do a straight line. I'm going to go to the top of that line, and we're going to curve it back. And then we're going to come inside and curve that through there. Cool. And then don't forget to finish your sun shape of your Colorado C and close it off. So this is a pretty loose sketch. So I'm going to go back and kind of fiddle with it a little bit. I think the angle needs to come out a little bit more here. And it needs to come up and around to be a little bit more curved, right? So I'm going to wash my brush. And I'm going to start with the yellow inside circle. Now, yellow as a pigment in our acrylic paint is a very transparent color. So sometimes I like to mix yellow with a little bit of white, or just do several layers of yellow to get the opacity that you're looking for. So the white sketch here will kind of mix in with my yellow paint. I'm just going to come in here. And then follow the edging of your mountainscape that you did, keeping that organic mountain shape. So I can see some of my blue sky through the yellow. So I'm going to do a touch of white and go back over with some more yellow. For some reason, when yellow gets to be a little bit more pastel, it tends to cover better. Cool. And then we're going to wash your brush when you're done with yellow. And do the same thing with red for your C. We're just kind of paint by number at this point. You're going to fill in the shape that you already made.
Ask her. Go ahead and ask her, buddy.
Are you doing the reflection or
So we're going to do the reflection next. So we're going to finish our sky, and then we're going to bring in those same colors right below it to mimic those red and yellow reflection lines in the water. Yes, absolutely. Very good question.
Good question. All right, I'm going to get a white for your face and then move in. Keep eating and painting. So fun. Thank you, Miss Loni.
You're very welcome. this is also another opportunity that you can stop and let this dry and come back and do another layer if you want it to be more red or more yellow. So that's what I'm gonna do. I feel like if I keep painting over this, it's just gonna pick the paint up off the canvas. So I'm gonna let this dry and we're gonna come back for pass number 2, okay? So now we're gonna go into the water and do the reflection just like you were asking about, okay? So we're gonna use that small flat brush again, give it a good wash. And just like we did the sky and water, mimic the shades. We did black, then blue, then white, and then white, then blue, then black. We want to do the same thing with our reflection. So I'm going to start with yellow, and you want to do your reflection directly below where the yellow is. And these are very short and quick horizontal brush strokes. And the further you come out into the water for the reflection, the thinner that shape can be. So it kind of tapers a little bit more narrow as you come away from the shape, okay? Now, we can always come back and add more paint because we are going to do a little bit of a layering situation with white. So I'm going to wash, and now I'm going to switch over to red. Same thing, we're going to do some red reflection to the left and red reflection to the right. And now we have to remember that there's red on top of the yellow in the Colorado Sea. So we want to put red down here in the water to mimic that reflection, okay? Now, as you get into your reflection, some of these lines can be a little bit longer. Like if there was a wave in the ocean, you could see that that reflection would be a little bit longer. And then you can always go back and forth between your red and yellow till you get the look that you're going for. And then the last color is white again. So I'm going to get some white. And then we're going to kind of let your white drag through those other 2 colors very lightly to kind of camouflage the reflection in the water. Kind of, sort of. I see where that's coming from. Now, we want the white to kind of continue all the way down through our entire seascape down here.
You're doing good.
Yay!
Pretty good reflection going.
Yeah, that looks awesome. So mine looks like a very wavy ocean. The white looks very wavy. Do you kind of see how it's got lots of movement? So in order to kind of tone that down, I'm going to go back to the blue and bring a little bit of blue back on top to maybe kind of tone down some of that white. So feel free to make the waves as moving as kind of still as you'd like. And something to consider to maintain our perspective is we want the white mountains to be buddied right up against some blue before your reflection happens. So it's very common that you got to go back and kind of touch that blue line up a little bit right underneath where the mountains were, so we can kind of reinforce that perspective.
Yep, we got that blue line stronger.
Oh, good. Look at that. So good.
He said no. Okay.
He said no.
Daddy said no. It's just
You don't like it?
no. My other one asked his dad something. He said no.
So essentially, this is the foundation of this painting. What I would go back and do is I'd probably do another layer of white on my mountains just to make them a little bit more opaque. And same with the sea and the Colorado. So you guys, you did it.
Buddy, sit down. That was awesome. You just let it dry. Ready.
So cool. I'm very proud of you guys. Thanks for coming to paint with us.
Thank you. It was such a fun class.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I know she's talking about making some more free classes available, so be sure to keep checking the schedule and see what's happening with that. Yeah, it's been fun to paint for my house.
Thank you, Miss Loni. Yes, you can have more pizza. We'll let these dry, and I'll have to share them on our stories.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Let me actually get a picture of the Zoom screen. Hold on. I'm gonna say that
Come here, buddy.
we taught.
Take a picture with us.
Okay. Big smiles. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yay. Thank you. Hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Bye.
Bye.